scratch, so I'm doing this again. And I almost I did the whole fight again until we get to pretty much the same point, I think, where she's pretty much pretty low in health, and I'm falling on my ass apparently. Cool. And it is a very interesting fight. She keeps like leaving others without any mana, and it's annoying. The children seem really attracted to Nathan for some reason. So there's that. At this point, we are trying to kill it with everything we have. To bring her down with us. See if we can get rid of some of this. I mean, we can just freeze Nathan with it. Oh wait, it's doing that first shot. Okay. No. Before she leaves us without mana again. Right, I was going to add more of this stuff. Concentrated. Stamina. Actually, I have a lot of this. So let's use that. Also, let us use concentrated crow poison. Let them. Hello, no attack. Duck this thing. Duck. See? Okay, now heal Nathan.
What needs killing?
Priest. This is getting slow again. Please don't crash again. Please, I beg you. I beg you. Crash, beg you. Oh. Come on, do this. We can do this. We can do this. Come on, computer. I know you can. Where am I? Do that. Come on. Ah. Yes. Okay. Ugh. Gross. Okay, this is it. Oh my god, it is really it. It's just the pillow. Okay, so let's see what's. I'll have to do this again. After the death of Mother, the remaining Darkspawn forces scattered and fled back into the Deep Rose. The race on Amaranthine came to an abrupt end. The architect apparently kept his word, gathering his remaining disciples to follow the rest of their kind back underground. Those Grey Wardens in other nations were appalled to hear of the architect's continued existence, but were unable to track him down despite years of effort. Some within the Order have claimed that the architect's survival guarantees another blight, and yet the Deep Rose have lately been quieter than any can recall. Most have resignedly decided that this is now in the Maker's hand. Word of the Grey Warden's heroic salvation of Amaranthine spread like wildfire. When the magnitude of the losses at Bishop's Keep came to light, sympathy drove generous donations from all over Ferelden into the region's coffers. Amaranthine was restored to her former glory within a year. Bishop's Keep in 5. The Darkspawn messenger, set free after joining the Guardians in the Battle of Amaranthine, stuck out on his own. The city soon buzzed with stories of a cloaked but lisping figure who ate travelers endangered. At the same time, reports of isolated cases of the Darkspawn disease emerged. No one connected the two. Oh, okay. Whoops. Although the war devastated many farms in the airline, all agreed the loss would have been greater without soldiers for protection. The farm holders developed a certain reverence for the warden commander, as well as an ongoing reliance on the Grey Wardens for order and protection. Beetle's keep stood alone against a horde of Darkspawn. The Mother's forces outnumbered the Vigil's defender many times over. But the sturdy dwarven walls proved impervious to any boulder an ogre could throw. The Vigil's soldiers, clad in silverite, each felled a dozen Darkspawn before they died. The Vigils held one night, then two, then a week, and eventually the attacking horde broke upon her walls. The keep developed an almost mythic reputation, the few survivors immortalized in song and legend. The Vigil became a trading hub that would eventually eclipse the city of Marathon, with traders reassured by guards continually patrolling the pilgrim's path. But prosperity bred scheming and treachery between merchants and nobles, testing the commander's patience for years to come. Okay. Peace allowed the Guardians to replenish their numbers. Soon Vigil's keep bore a capable army with Guardians at its core. From their ranks emerged new heroes to challenge threats to Amaranthine and all Ferelden. Through taxes and levies, the Vigils was rebuilt. Years later, Waldrick Glavanak stood on the battlements and pronounced that the defenses were acceptable. He will never speak more highly of any human engineer. So he survived, okay. Dark whispers of conspiracy against the Wardens fell silent after a rush of accidents and disappearances culminated in the apparent suicide of Anna Esmeralda. The nobles of Amaranthine remained dutiful. Some even suggest they were cowed into submission. Among the many legends that Vigil spawned was one of the great heroes of the next age, a sheepherder turned soldier by the name of Sir Alec the Valiant, who eventually founded an order of knights that lasted 1,000 years. Oh, cool. The commander's blade, Vigilance, crafted from the bones of an ancient dragon, was boldly told by Antivan Crowns. Okay. The blade changed hands. That's actually when Justice was wearing. The blade changed hands many times thereafter, with some master swordsmen pursuing the weapon their entire lives. Some claim that this legendary blade has had a life on its own, and that its power is steadily growing. Interesting. Robin Glavanak further refined his living-son explosive, but left the warden employed after Canary mercenary tried to assassinate him. Although the dwarven bombardier took his secrets with him, the learned said he left clues for others to follow in his footsteps. Okay. The Vigil soldier, wearing the distinctive silverite armor that Master White craft, came to be known as the Silver Order. Under the tutelage of the Wardens, the Silver Order developed into one of Ferelden's most revealed military forces, a lasting memory of the Vigil's famous commander. With Belana and the architect gone from the region, the pilgrim's path began to see traffic again. The massacre of the militiamen and the merchants, however, led to hostilities between the neighborhood human settlements and any Dalish clan that passed by. One human villager soon kidnapped and murdered a Dalish child. The clans reacted by giving the Wendigood a wide berth, but both sides know that at some point the elves will return for revenge. A few years after Calherol was emptied of Darkspawn, Orzammar began sending expeditions to rediscover the knowledge of smithing that had been lost within the site. Eventually, House Helmid decided that Calherol was too important to be abandoned. At the tremendous cost of dwarven lives, they cleared the tunnels leading to Calherol of all Darkspawn, making the road between Orzammar and the fortress safe again. Calherol was reclaimed for Orzammar, once and for all. That's cool. That's a very nice place, Calherol was. So nice that they reclaimed it. As promised, Baldric and Dworkin presented Orsima's shipwright with a stone mark that told of how Calciros Castles had taken up arms against the Darkspawn. Yeah, that's cool. The commander of the Grey was invited to Orsimer as a guest of honor at the feast commemorated defender of Calciros. The shaper read the names of the castles of the marker, then presided over a ceremony to return them to the stone as befitted warriors of their stature. Oh, that's cool. In time, the Eolim began to forget the tales of operations in the Black Marsh, and ever so slowly, settlers drifted into the region. Scholars said the veil was still thin, and thus the area still dangerous, but the people only cared that they were no longer frightened whispers in the shadows. The village was slowly rebuilt. Twice the Baroness' mansion was rebuilt and occupied, once by a wealthy merchant and another time by an Norwegian mage. Both died mysteriously. Afterwards, the mansion was torn down completely and the site left untouched. Anders remained with the Great Wardens a few years longer, training the Order's next generation of mages. When the Circle Tower called on him to deliver a lecture on the nature of the architect, much to the Templars' dismay, Anders told the commander of the Great that his time with the Wardens was over. Can he do it? Can you just be like, I'm done. Bye. Okay. And yet, not 2 months later, Anders returned to the Order. Ever after, the Gardens were his home and his lasting companions. Okay. When the walls of ancient keeps were breached, the surviving defenders watched in horror as a section of stone collapsed upon Belana. When the rubble was later cleared, however, there was no body. Belana was just gone. Okay. Over the next years, Nathaniel dedicated himself to order and to clearing the blemishes on his family name. After saving Thierry Fergus Cousland from a bandit attack, a portion of Amaranthine was returned to the house. Oh, that's my brother! Nathaniel passed the holding to the Lila's son, and when a new castle was eventually built there, a statue of Nathaniel was erected in its courtyard. Okay, cool. Once the Darkspawn threat was ended, justice led the Grey Worms to pursue other injustices. Years later, he appeared on the doorstep of Christoph's widow, and Smiley simply dropped dead. Ora finally had a body to mourn. If the spirit itself remains alive, it has not shown itself. What? Seriously? It was Sigrun who led the charge against the Darkspawn with which its keep was attacked. Once again she had an army behind her, and once again they fought Darkspawn with no hope of survival. This time Sigrun did not flee. So it is true? No. At Vigil's Keep, Ogren railed a last-minute defense of the gate, taking on 2 ogres simultaneously to allow others time to regain the courtyard. He eventually passed out from bloodlust, and when he awoke weeks later, nobody was more surprised than he to discover that he had been credited as a hero. So he's alive? I am so confused. Ogren continued to regale young Gordon recruits with tales of his progress in both battle and bed. His ranking gains prompted at least one recruit to declare that she'd rather reattempt joining than lift another mug. Falsey returned to Vigil's Keep several times to see Ogren, usually bringing their toller as well. Ogren's inability to act seriously wore on her, however, and her visit to Indrad then stopped altogether. If Ogren missed her or his child, he never showed it. Okay. Or maybe because I didn't, did his quest. I tried. As for the Savior of Ferelden, she did not remain as commander for the Great for long. The Darkspawn were no longer a real concern. The Blight well and truly over, it was time for her to move on. Some claim the commander reunited with the red-haired bard known as Liliana. Yay! And that they adventured together still. The pair were spotted together in Denarim, a year after the Blight's end. No matter the truth, the commander never did return to Vigil's Keep. Oh, so I'm with my girlfriend now. Cool. Oh, and that's it. Oh my god. I don't know. I'm still tempted to go back and try the other um side, like the other quest, to see what's the difference in the epilogue. But I think I'm pretty happy with this. I have a lot of thoughts, but probably going to reserve that for a different video or something like that. But yeah, it has been fun. It is very an abrupt ending, apparently. I mean, it was an abrupt ending, so I'm still like shocked. And I didn't save on me. If I have to go back, I have to do that fight again. I don't know, but yeah, it was fun. I'm excited to continue with this journey, see where this takes me. So yeah, well, I did it, guys. Wow, amazing. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here while I see all the credits, and yeah, I'll just gather my thoughts to see what's my final my conclusion to all of this expansion. For now, I'll have to say that it was really interesting and that the the plot kind of surprised me because it's a very heavy plot. Just throw in expansion, like it's not a side thing. It's just a very important thing, like the whole Darkspawn being able to be sentient and the architect and all of that. Like it should be part of the main thing, not an expansion. So that's kind of surprised me. And in a way, I am happy that I bought this game. I didn't even know what I was buying. So I bought this game and it came with Awakening. And I didn't even know what Awakening was. But I'm glad that I did bought it all together. So yeah. With that, I'm going to leave. It has been really fun. Bye.